Hello everyone, it's Pierre and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Kuhli Loach. It's a small, peaceful, and unusual looking fish that's easy to keep and fun to observe. They're very common and chances are you've encountered them or even kept them at one time or another. Being common doesn't mean that these eel-like fish are boring. In fact, they have very interesting behaviors that make them a delight to watch, especially in groups. The icing on the cake is that they're very affordable and hardy too, perfect for beginner and expert fish keepers alike. This fish is known by some other names, including the eel loach and leopard loach. The common name Kuhli Loach comes from its scientific name of Pangio kuhlii, a tribute to the German naturalist Heinrich Kuhl, who described the species when he was in Indonesia. The Kuhli Loach is native to Southeast Asia, specifically Java and Indonesia. Interestingly, what's often sold as a Kuhli Loach in stores is more likely to be Pangio semicincta, which is another species that looks similar and has the same care requirements and behaviors. As I've mentioned, they're extremely common in the hobby and are quite affordable. I got my loaches from a local pet chain store for about $3 each. Kuhli Loaches are tropical fish and require a temperature range of 72 to 84 degrees Fahrenheit, or 22 to 29 degrees Celsius. They can be adapted to live at a pH of 5.5 to 7.2, but in reality they are very hardy and tolerant. They do best in very clean water with mild to minimal water current. Kuhli Loaches are small fish with slender, elongated bodies. They grow to 3 to 4 inches or 7.6 to 10 centimeters long in captivity over several years. With proper care and a suitable environment, they can live as long as 10 to 12 years. Perhaps the most important thing to remember when caring for Kuhli Loaches is that they should always be kept in groups of at least 6 to 8 loaches. In nature, they gather together in a hiding spot or crevice in the dozens. It's thought that this makes them feel safe. In the aquarium, keeping them in a group will also allow them to be more confident in venturing out to explore the tank, even when the lights are on. Getting a group of them is easy to do since they're so cheap and are quite small. Kuhli Loaches should be kept in a tank with lots of hiding places like driftwood, rock formations, and caves. Lots of plants are also good for them, in addition to setting off their colors and patterns. They occupy the bottom of the tank and like to sift through the substrate looking for food. It's best to have them in medium fine sand with no sharp edges so that their whisker-like barbels don't rub off or get injured. I initially kept my loaches in a quarantine tank for a month and then moved them to an aquarium with plants. You can see how they hide together under the sponge filter. They are scavengers and micropredators. They will root around for food on the bottom and also eat any small worms or crustaceans they can find and catch. They are very easy to feed and aren't picky at all. I feed my Kuhli Loaches sinking granules or pellets, frozen brine shrimp, bloodworms, and even seaweed on occasion. Even though they're very shy, they eventually learn to come out during feeding time. Kuhli Loaches are completely peaceful. They don't bother other fish at all. This means that they can be kept with many other peaceful species, including guppies, other loaches, most tetras, danios, cory catfish, and even gouramis and bettas. I keep my Kuhli Loaches in a tank with shrimp. The loaches are quite content to noodle around the bottom like little snakes and nibble on whatever they can find. It's not unusual to never see Kuhli Loaches for long stretches of time. In fact, some hobbyists assume their loaches have died, only to have them reappear months or even years later during a tank breakdown or rearrangement. They're also great escape artists, using their squirmy bodies to squeeze through tiny cracks, so make sure to have a well-fitting cover on your tank. Some loaches even wind up living in filters. As you've seen, the Kuhli Loach is a wonderful, interesting, and quirky fish that is cheap and easy to keep. The next time you're thinking about a cool addition to your peaceful community tank of at least 20 to 30 gallons, consider picking up some Kuhli Loaches. I enjoy reading your comments, and I'm also happy to answer questions, so don't be shy. As always, thanks for watching and happy fish keeping.